What's good? So, since the last video, I haven't really made any trades, like any progress on like my portfolio in general. Like I've had a few trades, but I mean it's just been like a win and then a loss. Market's kind of getting frothy in my opinion. I mean some stuff is still performing really well, but um, I know that I have to size down now, and I think I talked about it last video, but the problem was trying to chase something because I thought this was like a Jenny opportunity, and it was. I just think I played it a little bit wrong and maybe started sizing up too much in the end. Because what was happening was I was taking small stabs and then holding them and making like pretty decent money, and then I started sizing up as the trend kept playing out and lost that. Whereas if I had just kept the same size, then it would have actually worked to play the trend until it stopped, right? Which is kind of like what I like to do as a trading style. So there's like a few different kind of strategies that have been, learning, and something interesting that I kind of wanted to make a video about just for myself to remember, and I'm going to be writing these things down. Um, oh, another thing is I'm actually working on like an AI to help me with this stuff and like help me back test this stuff and find the real probabilities of everything. But one of the systems is like scalping on the 1 hour, so uh, retests, reclaims, um, dip buying into key levels. And we already know that this system works, or like the group that I'm in and the person who kind of made the system, we know that it works in crypto. But in stocks, I noticed that like all the trending ones, it worked incredibly well. I didn't take any of them just because I wasn't entirely sure, but when these stocks are trending, buying, just straight up buying, like not even waiting for a reaction or anything, just straight up buying into the retest of whatever level it is, like worked very well. Um, which is something that I was talking to someone who is very good at trading. I think I mentioned this last video as well, and he is saying he doesn't like buying dips in stocks. But I think the way that I was doing it was kind of like immediate continuation, like low time frame continuation, not like it's not like I'm buying a mega dip, like it's been going down for, the past couple weeks and I'm just buying into this level. No, it's like still a super strong stock and I'm buying into that level, right? Also, RKLB is just insane. Kind of another example here, bro. I was literally trying to get in here, and then I was like, oh, I think it's already up so much, and it already had such a big move, right? And I got in like right here. If I had just waited, and then, or just re-entered, honestly, I saw that this still looked really good, and it wasn't like PA above all time high was really good, so should be in this. Anyway, I want to go over the dips on this stuff first. So on the 1 hour, it works the best. And let's look at, I had a few of these like lined out. Let's look at like the main trending ones, right? Nvidia. Oh my god, what the fuck? It's up another 5% today. What the hell? I was in Nvidia. I was in Nvidia here. Holy shit. sold it here. uh, I wouldn't even be up that much anyway. But yeah. Anyway, pretty good example right here. Look, this. What level was this? Um, this was just like a level that I had of like. This was the previous all-time high, and then it like reacted off of this level a few times. I can't remember why I had it at exactly this point. I think because of these maybe. But I mean, it ended up being the perfect area, and then you can kind of see, like, it's all about the levels that you actually draw, though, of course. But I had this level marked out, and you could have literally just bought into this trending stock. This one wasn't trending as much, but still an AI sector, and it had just tried to break all-time highs, right? Um, and then I just got in the reclaim of this level. But this is like an okay example. I think I wasn't entirely. I didn't remember why I had that line exactly. But yeah, and then all-time high got broke. Yeah, I mean you could have easily just got in here. The problem is, bro, is on the last couple trades that I had that lost me like the profits that I made this month. I was thinking, okay, we were gonna go back into being bullish, and then I was buying, and then the next day would be a retracement, and then the next day it would go up, and then I'd get back in and retrace. And in this market, you have to like cut quickly, but I also need to, you know, do that better and kind of understand. It's like, okay, I need to either play, it needs to either like continue immediately, or or I need to have wider invalidations, and also my entries. So like I need to be scaling in bids and not just like buying everything. If I'm gonna be buying like tops, I need to be like, okay, so I want to play this all-time high breakout, right? Invalidation, New York open low. So I mean, if we zoom in a little bit, it was like, okay, so if I'm playing this, right, New York open low is here. Um, Obviously, we wouldn't play this because we are trending, but we're not like trending high time frame yet, which is all-time high is when we would be trending high time frame. So we're not playing this, right? We're waiting for this. This was the previous all-time high area that this like deviated back under right here. Um, so it's like, okay, wider inval. Like what is this PA, right? So it would be like I have bids all the way from here to like around where my invalidation is, and then any like 1 hour close, any like 1 hour close below like this level, I would get out, right? Or you wait for the full reclaim. So we fully reclaimed today, and then even if I got in here, right, I'm still scaling in bids. So it's like, okay, now I'm like, okay, we reclaimed. Instead of buying everything here and then I just get wrecked, I scale in bids all the way down to here, and then where's my invalidation? Oh, that was pre-market, but like, if we use pre-market levels, then it's just like here, right? Basically, where the reclaim candle closed, so it would be like this. This is how I would do it, right? And if we simply had a 1 hour close below this, then you get out, and then you just scale bids into this, right? But this is another example. Look at the dip. Like, bro, it's just like you buy every dip into every key level. like which is what I'm gonna start doing, especially like if we continue trending or like if I experience something like this again, literally just get exposure as many ways possible. Okay. So anyway, scaling in bids, and then my average entry is like here, and then yeah, there you go, bro. There you go. The reason this is important is because this is like the structure formed after the reclaim. I wouldn't be like longing this level right here. You know, that's just like, I wouldn't be longing that. I wouldn't be longing like, you know, I mean, you could long into like this if you wanted to, but it just like, you could do that and it would have worked. But also it's like pretty messy, which is why you have to have the wider invalidations, right? But I don't know. Like you could have played this easily, right? And then your profit take profit is right here. It would have been a winning trade. So like that is an example, right? That is an example. So um, yeah. And then like here again, look. Like if we every range like coming back into the top of that range has also proven to be like very good. Um, yeah. And so since this is like the actual all-time high, yeah. Micron again, like all these areas I'm literally marking out before they're even touching it. Okay, so I had this area marked out before it even touched here, so you just get filled all in here, and you can sell right here. It literally would hit TP perfectly. Again, second tap, and the system always works where it's like two taps and then that's it, right? So it taps a level 2 times, then the third time you wouldn't play it. Yeah, and so, oh my gosh, and again, bro, like every time. Okay, right, so this is, have this here. With all-time highs, I like to have like the wick highs, but it's a little iffy sometimes. You can also see that this wick high was also into the base of these candles. So it's like you kind of see how the chart is reacting, and then you decide if you want to use the wick highs or the base of the candle for your levels. But yeah, so anyway, and then you can also hold this stuff, right? Like this whole time up, like every time you get in, it's like, okay, it's trending, so you can hold, and RR becomes so much better. And it's like, as long as you just focus on the things that are trending and not like super scammy, you just cook, bro. So again, I didn't take this, but I had it marked out. I was like, probably pretty good. And yeah, look, no 1 hour close below this level. And then you can also just play the range break. I was not awake this day, early in the morning, so I wasn't able to play this. But then, okay, now again, look, look. Where did this candle? This is the breakout candle. Close. And you kind of just get all these things like, okay, I wasn't actually the one who found this out, that like, okay, the candle close, the breakout candle close gets reactions very consistently. And it's like you just find these things like that and how they react at these levels and whatnot. Like usually, like, you know, some things that I found on my own is like when anything breaks like all-time high, you usually always play the wick highs because it doesn't go down to the base. And like if this came here, or let's take a look at like some previous all-time high or something. I don't know, like we have like the, it's all, everything is so like different. Like it also depends how long that all-time high was there for. Like was it a few days, a few weeks, a few months, a few years? So many different things. Like look, reacted on the wick, bro. Like it depends how strong things are. Um, so I would have something like this, and then bam, look, retest. We literally get a close above, which is a reclaim, and then we get and then this time it reacted off the wick high here. But yeah, so then we get a retest back into the same thing, and you literally just long again. Absolutely insane. But yeah, sometimes you use the wick high, sometimes you don't, and it's like you find how things are reacting at these levels, and remember all the situations, which is why I'm trying to use AI to do this stuff. But yeah, again, boom, just straight down into it. You literally just long, don't even wait for a reaction, you just get in. Full fill here. You could also scale bids from like, here to here, but I mean, just get in fully here. Literally, no 1 hour close below. Like, 10, like a normal trade is like, okay, 3K on 10x leverage here, and you just like, what is even your risk, bro? Like, the risk on these is so low. It's so low because the invalidation is literally the level that you're buying at. You're not buying like a reclaim or anything. So, like, with like 3K, max risk is probably, I don't know, like 1.5%. So, max risk is like 500 here, and then you'd make 5K, right? It's like, and like, and you can just target all-time highs with these. So you can also find levels in like structure inside areas, like, you can find levels in this kind of structure, um, and play off those, but I haven't actually tested that enough, and I don't know how good I am at making the levels in the area, but so yeah, Micron, one of the strongest stocks. Every single time it did that, bro, it's just easy money. And then you can also do the same thing on like breakouts. Every single day it would do this, bro. And I just wasn't taking any of these because I just was not confident enough to do that, right? But look at we get a 1 hour close above the all-time high again. All right, where's your invalidation? Look, 1 hour close. Invalidation is I mean, it's literally a candle close. I mean, I guess you could say below the base. It's interesting what, like, the gap here. So like, where's the origin of this candle? 1 hour close, and then you just target Valhalla again. And it's like every single time I did that, bro. Retest into the level, you're literally filled here. Like, your invalidation is a 1 hour close below this level, which is like, look at this. The RR on these trades is ridiculous, right? And it's like, if you're in a trending market, you're gonna win it so many times. It's just simple, bro. It's just simple. AMD, let's look at AMD. I think I had some of these. I think AMD was a little bit more scammy, but it's kind of the same. This was earnings candle. So at first, to start everything, we had all-time high. What was that? I don't know. So this is like the base of the candles. Yeah, and then you could play this. This is a little interesting. That is here though. So, it's a little interesting. Like it looks like it was actually cleaner above that wick for some reason, but you can literally see it here. And also this wasn't trending yet, like, um, yeah, continuation, retest right into the level. Year filled right here, and year invalidation is just right next to it once again. And this was kind of like only up, like, kind of hard to get into this kind of stuff, right? But, look. Boom. You could cut at market close based off of PA if like you wanted to get here. This is not that significant, but I'm kind of just marking out every level. Boom. Like this was we had strong PA above this level, so this was kind of like breakout, and then this is the same level here. You can see that it actually reacted off like the wicks instead, so it's like once again, it's usually best to just have this and then get filled in this and then 1 hour close below. And then you just scale bids into that. And then you get like half your bids filled. And then, yeah. And then you're just paid again, but yeah. And I'm probably just gonna keep going over these for a little bit, just for myself as well, just to kind of see these examples and what I'll look for now, like continuing. So yeah, this was earnings, nothing really to do there. Oh my god, again, bro, like every time. This was actually the breakout candle here, so how long was this? Like 2 days. So it's like you have 2 different levels to play. Of course, it's a little hard to see exactly how. But yeah, so here it's like you have these wick highs, and then you have the base of everything, and then you also have the breakout candle high, so you just get filled in here. And see, you can see how this is like a little different than Micron, right? Micron, this candle high was so much higher than the previous all-time highs that you simply would try to just play this. Whereas here, everything is so close, you just have it as a range and you just get filled here. And your average fill would be here, and then 1 hour close below is like 2.5% at most. Hard invalidation, like the base of this candle. And then you can, I mean, target wherever you want based on PA, based on how the market is. If you wanted to target all-time high, you could. If you wanted to target like this kind of area, you know, maybe that's a bit better. But yeah, and then second tap, once again, you can start getting filled. You'd probably barely get filled here, but it's like just another example. ARM, I played this one quite a lot. Actually, I made the most money on ARM. Let's see, all-time high break. Why did I have this level marked? Because this one was just a wick, I guess. I mean, it's kind of like the whole area, right? Even to here. And this is actually where we reacted, it looks like, so. Yeah, this is like actually where we reacted. So this was the true all-time high. The wicks, remember. The wicks. It's always the wicks with the all-time highs on trending stuff, strong stuff. So break out of it, and then we go back into retest. Usually, like if it's a big all-time high like this, I don't usually like playing like the immediate retest, but it seems like it's actually pretty good to do that. Um, when there are big candle closes above, the times that I don't like doing that is like when I'm just on like the 15-minute or something, but you can see that we literally had like uh, 1 hour close above, at another 1 hour close above, and we were above the all-time high for, you know, a full like trading day before we came and retested. So it's like you can play this retest, and the invalidation is legit just a candle close below, right? Pretty easy, right? But where I ended up playing it was around here when we get continuation back to the upside, which is usually how I'd like to, but I mean, obviously, both ways worked in this situation. Um, yeah. And then once again, bro, like, come on, man. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Come on. Look, where did this candle close? All-time high. Candle close. Where did we actually have the big reaction? Right there. You just get filled here. Once again, you just get filled there. Um, I mean, there you go. The difference with AMD was like there was like big wicks here, but I mean you just get filled again. Even if even if like you know there is a difference, right? Um, there is a difference here. You can see, but even if you wanted to, bro, you could have still just played this. Um, and then what? You lost 1.3%. And this is what I want to use AI for, is to be able to see these levels and see what is the higher probability. Do I long the breakout candle close, or what do I do? What do I do, you know, in those situations? Yeah. Anyway, it seems like the candle close exact level is best. Maybe, yeah, I don't know, but it seems like that's best. Anyway, you're long here, bam, and then you just target higher, easy peasy. Um, yeah, and then we are trending super hard. There's also like another area that maybe like you would have been inclined to take a trade. I don't remember how the market was, but you also have to kind of think how the market is moving. And ARM isn't like the top like trending like high market cap liquid stock like Micron, TSM, AMD, Nvidia, Intel. Like kind of moved a lot differently, and it wasn't like a super crazy trend like those ones. SNDK as well. So it's like you have this kind of level with PA, and then, you know, even if you took this, bro, I mean, you get filled in here, your average is here, you literally lost 1%. I mean, that's why it's so good, bro. The invalidation is just right there every single time. So I'm definitely gonna be playing this more. Okay, so then we have a, I don't know exactly how this was. I wouldn't count this as one tap. This is definitely one tap. And then we have the other tap here. Um, and then you could also say once again that this is like a range. This whole range between um, you know, whatever this, no, that's not, this is, that's, I mean, no, that wouldn't work, so it's like, okay, and that's why I like, make sure you make your levels correctly, right, so, yeah, you would have lost that, and then, um, second tap of like the break level, obviously it's a little different, because now this is like genuine, uh, higher time frame, like downtrend, so, whereas you can see kind of the differences, right, like, boom, boom, and obviously it's like, it's not, you're gonna lose some trades, so even if you do, uh, even if you are longing into this, you know, and it's like, and then it's about picking the right stock, which is like, you know, just a lot of stuff that you have to like work on yourself, right? But yeah, so yeah, so then it's like, okay, you come in and then you're like longing into this, you get stopped out, and then we have this area, and 1 hour close above the range with strength, you can long this reclaim. I ended up longing down here because it looked like we were just holding this level, and going into earnings, and I sold, like here, I targeted, like, I just held to the previous all-time high, but yeah, so then we breakout candle and then look, perfect wick straight back into this. Another thing that I have to see the differences between just regular range breaks, level breaks, and all-time high breaks when it comes to the retests. So many things to look at. Yeah, and then we kind of come back into this range. This is earnings, so it's like, you could have just straight up got in here, but I don't know about that. I mean, earnings is like gonna go crazy, right? So yeah. Anyway, I don't see anything else. There's no like obvious trade like that on ARM that I see anymore. The only thing would be like reclaims of this level now. So now look at SDNK. We had the initial all-time high breakout here, and usually it's always so messy on stocks before it actually goes, so you know, you can see this, get this wick above, and then yeah, the trend starts, and then that's when you start like buying into the dips. So get our first dip, and then strong reaction back into the trend, and then it's also all-time high. So you kind of have these two levels now once again, where it's like, maybe you make a range instead, maybe you don't. It's hard to tell sometimes. It will probably take me a while to figure out which level is best on these, but you can see it perfectly tapped off the previous range area. And then maybe you also just always wait for one tap instead of longing into that, and then you just, you know, long into the second tap. But the thing is, the problem is when you have it as a range like this, I think it's better to choose one, because if you have it as a range like this and it just taps this, you're barely filled for anything. And if it goes below it, it's gonna go to the previous area. So why not just get filled there instead? So it's like, okay, you kind of have to choose one. I think there's only like a few times that it ever was like good, but the trend hadn't even started here, right? So the whole purpose of this is like getting in when it is insanely trending, right? So now, like here, we actually break the all-time high, and I had made this level after, so yeah, so we actually break this all-time high. um so it's like looking like that, right? So before this even happens, you would have this level marked out, and then we go to breakthrough. Where is that candle close? Here. You would have like limit order, and it wouldn't actually get filled, it looks like. So yeah, it had like a perfect bounce on that, but it got front ran. Let's see. So yeah, this would be like your area, not really one or the other. um, you can also just have like just this, since this was like, oh wait, no, sorry. This was the breakout candle, so let's actually get rid of this and this. This was the actual breakout candle right here. So, I mean, again, it's kind of like, which one do you choose? Look, we came below, so it tapped here. So why would I not just, you know, like if I'm gonna choose this and then it just taps here, I don't get filled. It's really hard to kind of know which one to do. But in this situation, we are full trending, so it's like, okay, play the more aggressive ones every time, would be my opinion. And this is the candle close that we got above. Also retest. Yeah, maybe it would be something like this instead. Like, and then you just buy the immediate retest. I wouldn't really count these as taps. This is more like one significant tap, or like two significant taps. And since this is also the trade, like this is probably just one significant tap. Yeah, so this is also really good. This, like, every time I see this is like a 100% win rate when we get the hourly close above and then an immediate candle back down on like as long as it's a significant level. I mean, you know, this was like a week and a half. Like that's pretty significant when the market is trending. Not something that is like a few days. The longer that level was there, the more significant and better win rate that trade is. So yeah, you could get in here and then TP on the way up, and then we get this retest into the candle close, the breakout candle close once again, and we kind of get two significant taps there. I don't know, like that's either one or two. I might have to like ask how like the main guy would count this. Probably one. And then you can target previous all-time highs if you want, or higher. And then again, once again, like we get the same tap into the same level, and it gets front run. This was earnings. I did one along this. Kind of forgot a little bit about this, and I'm not as confident in these things. So, wasn't as confident in stocks. But yeah, so we get another tap, you would have a limit order, you wouldn't get filled. Okay. Um, Candle close above, you know, is this as significant 3 days and it's not as clean as this? Look how clean this is, bro. We get this, and then we get ranging here, and then we get a try, or we get a test, and then we keep bullish PA, and then we test again. I mean, this is kind of like we go a little higher, go, you know, just go below again, scan below, go higher, scan below. The market is obviously saying it's not even a significant level. We're just continuing PA, so it's like you could take this, because this is also a little bit more messy. It's like you could take it like this, and count that as a retest, but even there you're like stopped out, right? Anyway, the candle that actually took this level above the wick is like here, right? So, but there's not really any structure, so there's nothing that you could even take all the way up to here. There's literally nothing that you can take, besides like New York Open setups. But yeah, literally nothing you can take. And then we get the fucking Diddy candle, and once again it perfectly taps, and then you can play it. You see this kind of PA, alright, I'm out. Or, you know, you already TP'd like a little bit, and then, you know, market's frothy now, like the trend has, you know, went on for a while. You know, you can kind of, it's a winning trade at the start, basically. So, and we get another reaction there. Perfect. Nothing here, there's no levels, it's literally just a straight candle. You could even take a reclaim of this level if you wanted to, and then like, okay, so then boom, get this. And I don't really see anything else that would have even been good, because what is this again, like 2 days, right? This is just straight like continuation, so this level is not that important. Yeah, it's just not that important. The only dip that I would even buy here, I don't even know anymore, because look at this, like if we make another low here, then we're like on a higher time frame, we're starting to trend down. So it's like, I don't like, this is where, that's where you don't want to buy dips, right? So as long as it's trending up, you know, like this again, I was literally staring at this, but I just didn't take it for whatever reason, bro. But I am going to take these now. I'm going to take these, bro. It's so free on these big, like, trending stocks, bro. It's so free. Look at this again. Like, we make a pretty decent level here, and we have reactions here before, 1, 2. You know, we have reactions here. I think this is more significant than the previous all-time high. I mean, the previous all-time high, look, like we're getting big reactions here and here, so they're both pretty significant, but, bro, I mean, you can just see how clean this was, and I just didn't take it, right? Also, another thing with TSM now is, like, this is, like, actually becoming a big range. I do wish this was a little bit more clean and it didn't like do whatever this is. In these situations, it's probably best to do it like this and just use the wick high. Yeah, so, but now I'm kind of just looking for this, and I think this is significant enough to where if it breaks, I will play like the retest. It's just not as clean of an area, so I'm not entirely sure, because like if I play a retest, like the invalidation is a lot lower. So maybe I'll just test it and like size it a little lower, right? Or maybe we get a crazy candle above previous all-time high. There was one other one that I was looking at, like, okay. Yeah, see, like, look at this again. And you would have like range here. Yeah, so like nothing clean, and then this is like the candle close. But like, look how messy it is after, bro. This was another one that was breaking out right now out of like a pretty big range, but what am I even supposed to do with that? It was in the pre-market, so I couldn't play this. What am I supposed to do with this? I don't know. Wait for more structure to form there. APLD was hella scammy, but with these scammy coin or stocks, bro, the dip buying is like actually works the best, I swear. Yeah, so all-time high breakout. This was like the main area. We break out of all-time high, and where we break out of this range, right? Where is the 1 hour close? Once again, right here. The candle that closed above is right here, bro. Look at where we reacted from, bro. It's so crazy. It's just every time. It's every time. It's every single time. This is obviously a level because, and this is what's good about the 1 hour time frame, is that not everything has to be perfect, right? Even if it was here, this is still the 1 hour close above. Look. The first time that we, or the second time that we come back and tap this was here. I'm pretty sure this was AMD, or what was this, bro? I just don't know, do you count these as taps? I don't think so, right? I wouldn't say you would count it as a tap. But we do get a candle close above this level, and then you would be playing this retest, right? And then we get another candle above. I don't know how exactly you could play this, like a candle close below this level that it just made here. Seems like it usually works pretty well, but anyway. First time we came and tapped this level again. Boom. It scams up and then it scams above. Shit like this likes to just move around, but it reacts at these levels, even if the PA isn't clean, like breaking all-time high and stuff. And then second tap, straight into this again. Just another winning trade. Where are the other levels here? This is like the candle close of the breakout. Comes above, and then I don't think you maybe would get. So look, so we have this all-time high again, and yeah, I don't know if you would get filled here, maybe. Then we come, and then it looks a little toppy, like we're gonna just deviate below, right? This is where it's like you probably wouldn't want to play this. Like you kind of want to go based off of when it actually looks really good or not. Like we barely pumped off of this, and then a lower high. I wouldn't necessarily want to just long into this. Um, but maybe you take it. If you did, get stopped out, and it's like not as significant. In my opinion, this is a lot more significant. Um, this, this level as well, and yeah. So, going based off of the low time frame level, this is like where we reacted, and then this is where the candle broke out. So I would be using this, and yeah, tap, tap, both crazy trades. um, where else do we have? Um, yeah, also I traded this like 2 times trying to get the all-time high break, and it just doesn't work, bro. Shit is too scammy. It's too scammy, bro. Like, I don't know, this kind of stuff is just, it moves up, but it moves up by doing this. I much prefer charts that are like this, this, not like doing that and then doing that and then coming below again and going above and coming below again. It's just, the only way to even get in is through like dip buying. But yeah, I don't see anything else that I would have even taken here. Yeah, this is like the most key level. Maybe I'll look at one more, or the ones that are like actually trending. This one was a crazy, oh, yeah, I mean, what are you even supposed to do with this, bro? Nothing. Nothing. And now that it's actually like trending though, or like going, like has attention, you could try and do something. I don't know, maybe I'll keep an eye on it. But this was the first candle close. You could have taken a scalp. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This one is something that I'm actually going to be looking at right now. So there are a few different ways to take this. We have this. I don't see any wicks into here, so I would count these as 2 separate levels. I think I am actually going to take this though, because this has been like a pretty trending stock, and you know, we just came to test this level, and then if we keep bullish market structure, there shouldn't be no close below here. But I think I'd rather play this, as this is usually, it seems like, what works the best. Is candle close below the candle, the origin candle close. So yeah, I mean, you could take it into here, you could take it here. I'm going to personally take it here, expecting it to possibly just tap this level. Yeah, I mean, these two are pretty close, but the only other time that I've seen it come down into here is when we have like these wicks that go up into this, and then it gets treated as a whole level instead of 2 separate ones. If you understand what I'm saying, I don't think anyone is watching at this point, but So that is one that I will definitely take. And yes, it is part of the meta. Yes, it is a trending stock, and it has broken key areas. And I mean, look, you know, so, and the next key area is literally here. So I'm gonna try it to just get in and hold to a break of this. Once it does break this level though, playing this exact setup is going to be very good because this is an actual big level on the chart. Kind of like how this was an actual big level on the chart. Um, but there was no like retest or anything. It literally was just only up. Yeah. So we'll see. I'll try it and then maybe I get stopped out and it just ends up being like from here that it goes, but yeah. Yeah. Also just playing shit like this, bro. Like if it makes its own level, low time frame. And then what else? Actually, when I have it closer. TSCM, there's nothing. Google is one that I'm super interested in getting in though. I mean, this is another one, like, if it ever comes down to here, I'm in. I just don't see. Other than that, yeah, it's like pretty messy. I don't know if I would necessarily play this though. There could be an argument for just simply this though as well. Coin isn't trending, so it's just up today. Okay, Google. I'm super interested in like I think the narrative is you know, can be really good, especially like with SpaceX. You know, I've been hearing, you know, people talk about how, you know, it can be the biggest benefactor of space data centers and just SpaceX in general. Bro, once again, dude. Breakout candle, earnings, boom, tap, tap, boom. And it doesn't look bad. It's not like we made this high and then we tapped and then we did this and nah, look, higher. We made a higher, higher. Boom, you're in. But I wasn't aware, bro. I wasn't aware. Okay, so then we have like this, which, look, like, bro, again, man, like I had this marked out before this even happened, bro. And you just, and this kind of thing, you go based off the most recent, so it's like instead of it being, maybe you'd think it's here. Where's the most recent PA lows? It's right here. And then for the highs, catch as many bases of the candles as you can. Yeah. So then we have this range, and where's the breakout candle, and where's the high? Oh, wow. What do you know? Tap, boom, first tap, second tap, or maybe this is third, but I don't, there's nothing in my opinion to take here. Like, the difference between this and this is obviously very big. So I'd probably only take this, or I would take something like that, and then candle close below, like, bro. Google's trending, we are still trending high time frame. And then once we break this all-time high, we are set to go. We are continuing high time frame, bullish market structure. And I will try to play any retests of this area, but I think I'm legit just gonna, like, if we do this for a little while, like a day, 2 days even, and then we try to go again on like a New York Open, or like, if we just try to go again, like, I'm max longing, bro. I'm max longing. I think when we break this, like, Google is like one of those where it's like, obviously great earnings, but it's a big liquid stock that moves pretty well and is part of the trending market and a benefactor of the trends that are happening right now. So I will probably actually risk decent depending on how the overall market looks and feels. And of course it's at all-time highs, it's trending, so yeah, it's like, there you go. Here we go again, range break, candle, boom. All-time high, this is one of the main ones in the meta. Like, bro, come on, you know I'm getting filled in here. You know I am getting filled in here, 100%, bro. Come on, dude. Where did I put CBRS? Well, everything else is like in the post market, so I kind of need more structure to form. But yeah, dude, come on, man, come on. Like, it literally is working time and time again on all of these trending coins. And it's like, it's not like I'm just saying all this in hindsight looking at the chart. Before this happened, I saw this as a level to long into. I was not focused on anything else. Like, in the group, there was people longing into this, and I took the trade as well, but I didn't feel that confident about it. Got stopped out, but I was like, I see this as a way bigger level to have an invalidation for. But I didn't take it. I already got fucking stopped out. And we perfectly bounced, bro. Like, bro, I know what I'm talking about. Oh, Intel. Another one. I never even went over this one. I think this was earnings. So earnings candle is here. Let's look at this first. So we kind of had this range. This was all-time high, and then we had like this. The breakout candle is like here, but also not really. It didn't really close below. We actually tapped that previous all-time high. Yeah, I think it's only down from here, so this is all I need to look at. I think, yeah, see, we know candle closes, so to be more exact on things, like, could do something like this, but it looks like it reacted here. Um, yeah, this is simply something that you just long, in my opinion. Like, you don't worry about any setup. You just long, and then if you don't like the PA, you're out. Alright. Sorry, I just opened up a B&B trade. So, anyway, I was looking at Intel. Intel, yeah, we broke the all-time highs. The only thing that I really see on Intel is like, it looks like we actually reacted here. Like, look. Seems like, bro, like, having just the range is just better every time, I feel like. But here is like, you simply just get in, bro. And then, well, your invalidation maybe is like the base of the start of the candle. Probably the best invalidation, but also just cutting if there's bad PA. Oh wait, no, it actually looks like, we see again, wick. It's the wick, bro, every time. All-time highs, bro. So, anyway, let's look. Let's look through again. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Again. Again, bro. Look what happened. All-time high breakout, big reaction. Let's look at the base of the candle. Oh, look. You get in again. Boom. You're filled. Let's look at some more breaks, like actual range breaks, right? So you have like PA, yeah, I mean you can get in all these wicks, but it's like I feel like this type of thing is lower probability. Like this type of thing, you did get a reaction. Also with these, I think just having a break even stop when something is super trending, like, so like you can play this shit. You can play this shit. And when something is super trending, you just get in, break even stop loss, and it should just keep going only up. Here, break even stop loss, up, and then you're just out break even. Like you didn't even take a risk there still. Come back above, come back to retest the level. You could get in, maybe. I don't know if I would be taking that though, but it would have worked out. So it's like you can literally take, like every time there's consolidation, you just take the continuation, or I mean you just take like the retest of that level. Same, we have this same thing here. Look, you would legit get stopped out. Like, bro, the system is actually so good, dude. Holy shit. Look, you get stopped out for pennies. And then earnings. And if we ever came to this level, easy long. We have this range here. If it ever came to this level, easy long. And then you see like it making kind of a low time. I don't see anything there that I would be taking. Besides just New York open setups, trying to trade it on like the 1 and 5 minute. Okay. So you probably have this or like the range. Once again, the actual like breaks. Yeah, I'm using the base of the candles all in here. Yeah. Like always just the base of the candle. Unless it's an all-time high, because then that's when like you get the actual strong reactions there in my opinion. Yeah. So you could play this immediate retest. Second retest you could play. You're out break even. Anyway. You wouldn't be making anything there, but it's like you wouldn't be losing. Like when you lose on this type of shit, you just barely lose. It's like, bro, come on, man. And then base of the candle, we never even get down to there. Like, this shit's so strong, dude. Then we start making these lows. Um, I don't see much of anything. Maybe if you just go based off of, I don't really see why you would long here or here, even though it would both work out. You kind of have more of like an area here actually, and you can kind of see that we actually get um, specific reactions off, like look, and then that's the base of the candle, look, 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 and then we have this again, and then we have this. I don't think this is not a strong enough reaction to be worth playing this. I would want it to be like those types of candles, right? This type of thing, like look, we didn't even actually break the all-time high. Like the true breakout candle is here, which makes it like a little bit more messy, and even here you get insta stopped out. But this is an obvious area where you could even, I would probably actually play this as a trade, and yeah, and then we actually, that's where we actually tap. Um, yeah, I mean we tap here though, like this is, I would play this level more than any of these. I only like to play that, or it only seems like that's the best option when it's a crazy candle through. Um, so yeah, you would play this, break even stop loss, no P. And then we get a second tap, and it's like there's where it's like you can play the range or the base. I would rather always play the base though. You don't get filled, alright. And then there goes your two taps, so you wouldn't even be playing anything here. And look, yeah, I mean, look at this, dude. So the next thing that I would even consider playing is probably here. But it's like, yeah, probably there. There's not anywhere else that's like obvious to me though, so not anywhere else that is obvious to me. And then in crypto, literally the same thing. Oh, also like bro, everything works perfect. Like oh my god, dude, everything, dude. Look, where was the? This was the breakout base, or where was it? I feel like sometimes the main guy or like that made the system plays the base of the candle. Because you know, like this is the start. Because when he took it, this was his invalidation. So this was my invalidation. Anyway, you can see all the taps that I made. All these were scalps. Yeah. We also have this, but there's no like time away from the level. Like I don't think it's just a good level to play. Copper was so sporadic, bro. Yeah, you can't like, yeah, bro, I don't know about that, dude, to be honest. This was the BNB trade that I actually just got in. I mean, looks good, low time frame good. It's been showing some strength recently. So, getting in here against the 1 hour candle lows, like around here, risking pretty decent because if we do, and I do want to front run it, bro. I want to front run it. I mean, we have this tap, we have another tap, and literally going to try again. And crypto in general is doing alright, so I do want to try to front run this because of how scammy stuff has been. I kind of want to just front run and then have a better entry so I can hold through. But yeah, we'll see what happens. It's also Asia market open, so playing like that volatility. That's why this is a good invalidation. Um, yeah. So once again, it is the same thing with crypto. You play the trending tokens and you play those dips, bro. Same thing if you're gonna do shorts. What are the worst tokens? Bitcoin. No. So, ZEC, bro. Like, I had this level marked out, like, all the way. I had this level marked out immediately after this, bro. At 515 as a key area. The first area that we started making, that we got market structure after we broke out. And I didn't take it, but bro, oh my goodness. Perfect tap. Only up. Like, a lot of people in the group say they don't like to play dips like this, but I think, bro, like, on stocks, we obviously just saw that if you play the trending ones, the obvious trending ones, with obvious narratives, it works. And same with crypto, bro. Like, look, I think he actually took this, but, like, I had this area, and he had a little bit of a different area though, so there was no 1 hour closes below. I think maybe he had this. I'm not entirely sure, but you know, he was longing into this. Sometimes he also just doesn't close if, uh, like, even if there's a 1 hour candle close below, just because he thinks that it's good still. Yeah, so anyway, this though, like the wick high, was a level that we reacted off of, and it was kind of in confluence with this big high time frame level 545. So yeah, I mean, like, yeah, this tap, deviation below, back above, and then perfect tap. And then the second time we go, we get a perfect tap for a scalp. Like, bro, come on, dude. Come on, bro. Bitcoin, I didn't take it as well, but I knew this was, like, good, bro. Like, dude, we have this big area straight into here. And then we get first tap. I fade it. I don't take it because I'm not, like, good at this system really yet. But then we get a second tap again. And yeah, look at that, brother. Look at that. Another tap. And the reason why I thought this was good, even though, like, we just did this, is I didn't think that it would be. I thought there was no way that it would just go all the way, like, dump, like, lower all the way down. Like, there's no way it would just do this and then immediately go down. Like, that would be too easy for, you know, people that are short, especially, things like that. It would just be too easy. So, and there wasn't a lot of volume. I like it when there's not that much volume into levels like this. Like, it was, even though it looks like crazy here, it was slow. It was just doing this, like, on lower time frames. Like, or it wasn't like doing this, but it was just slow. Like, it was just chilling, going down slowly. And then when we got to the actual dip, there was strength, and it was super slow into the dip. Like, and I saw this as like a pretty big level that should get a reaction, and we got it, bro. Like, oh my god. Oh my god. And I didn't take this. I did not like it as much at all. I wasn't even looking at this. Like, at this point, there's a way bigger chance that we actually go below, in my opinion. But yeah. So anyway, looking at Bitcoin now, I mean, just looking for it to break this, but honestly, just kind of what I would really want is like, what was it again? There's just so much overhead here. I think, obviously this, 93, 92, but yeah, 85,000 is pretty good. But honestly, just low time frame continuation. I'm not really looking to play momentum because there's none. There's no momentum, so I'd rather play dips like this. On ZEC, I would play momentum if we like get above this area. So yeah, ZEC is just the most trending coin, so it's like, okay, just take those dip buys, right? Yeah, simple stuff. Hype, we can look back on Hype, like kind of the most trending coin, right? Like boom, boom, then we get this area, and then we get perfect little dipper sun straight into there. Yeah, like it's kind of hard to see like this exact level. Yeah, bro, I mean, crypto is just not as clean. Like stocks, you just get big candles with easy levels. Yeah. This is an example of where I don't want to get fully filled at once. I accidentally made the mistake again of I was trying to get in too fast, because every time this kind of thing, like I think something is good and then I try to like get in, or like I'm trying to get in, it just goes up without me. But so I got in and then I closed half and then put bids to scale here, and I'm risking like 300 on this, I think, something like that. So yeah, I have bids all here, and then just a 1 hour close below this is where I would get out at this point. Just trying to front run this. BNB has been showing strength, and we are showing strength into this open, this Asia market open. Bitcoin staying above 81K. I think those are decent signs for me, and this is kind of always good. Obviously 300 is like decent amount to risk, but I don't know. I mean, obviously I should be sizing down more on crypto, but I don't care too much about 300. But alright, so yeah, I think that's basically everything. I went over kind of like so many examples of dip buying on these trending coin or stocks and coins when we are in a trending market, kind of like commodities, like when gold was trending like crazy, is probably the exact same thing. Obviously different assets behave differently, so most likely would kind of like, when it came to this, it was New York Open, CME Open was simply just the best way to get in every single time. But yeah, you can see like crazy tap here. Yeah, I mean, this shit was just only up, bruh. Just barely even came back down to levels. I mean, yeah, so that's why the best way to even get in was just New York Open. Look, it doesn't really react the same, bro. It doesn't. Look, dude. Straight through. Yeah, I think probabilities on this system don't work on commodities, to be honest, and that's a key thing to understand, is when it works. Stocks and crypto, it works, and when things are clean. But this type of shit, whatever the fuck you call this, was so insane. Sorry. Was so insane that you just get in every New York Open, CME Open, boom, 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 and you just print. That's how I remember it. It's just every New York Open, every CME Open, just print season, bro. Looks like this could work out pretty well. Maybe I'll give an update on this on like Twitter or something. Yeah, that is everything. That is everything. It is actually the same thing with these new trending ones as well. Um, Key level like VBV Edge was trending. Like the new tokens that come out that have the attention, that's when it works super well. Obviously this is a little messy. Like what are you supposed to do with this shit? It's probably like massive, or not massive, but you're playing like way bigger ranges. Something like this is probably pretty good. Like this level. We'll see. I'll mark it out now and then come back to it and see how the reaction happens. But I don't know if I necessarily want to long into that, you know. When the trend was happening, there's just like no way to get in on these liquid coins. That's why you want it to be big stocks, liquid coins. Most of the time, that's how you want it to be. Chip was actually a great example of a new coin that kept reacting off of the 1 hour levels that it was creating. So you can literally see it here. When we broke all-time high, the candle close that was above it was right here. Yeah, that was the candle close above it, and then we have like all this PA. It's kind of like this range, to be honest. Like this is how I would see it. Yeah, we go lower, above, lower. So yeah, and then we get this big nuke straight into the level, and you just get filled all in there. And then again, you can see this level based off of tons of reactions, but you mainly want to play these levels because these have already been tapped so many times. So yeah, I mean, you just play like the all-time high break above, but specifically for this system on the 1 hour, obviously it's a little bit different. So you get this once again. This is the exact level that of the breakout candle, and when we come above and go back, it gives it easy. That's the only trade you would have taken if you were completely following the system. It would be this here. It would be this here. You're so far 100% win rate, and then once again you would get in this and probably cut. I would, dude, that's scary, bro. You'd have to go through all this, but I mean, that's why it's so good. The 1 hours is like ranges and stuff, bro. You don't have to be exact. Like, you're not going off of exact levels, bro. I would probably cut this expecting like lower because it's also a liquid, but I mean, if you decided to just hold it instead, it would have worked out. And then at some point I knew this shit. This is the trade I wanted to take so badly, was this short. Like the Bitcoin in the crypto market wasn't that good. I knew this was getting scammed up, and I was just waiting for the top. Finally had big nuke, and I was waiting for like maybe a like head and shoulders pattern, and look, no 1 hour close below, but this happened at 2 a.m. I literally mentioned this in a previous video before this even happened, and it worked out perfectly. Anyway, and then I was like, maybe I'll take longs into this, but I didn't because I didn't like it enough, and it ended up working out in my favor. I think I had this as another one, but you could use like, yeah, that's not very good. Yeah, and then I just haven't looked at it because I don't like it that much. Anyway, that is the end of the video for now. That is one of the systems that I follow. The other one, where it comes to chasing momentum, maybe I'll go over that, but yeah.